Welcome to Crimson Guitars, welcome to the 2020 challenge. I'm going to be building a guitar that you designed in 20 hours and 20 minutes. Burn it. Ah, yay! Wait, where are we? Of course, I was like, there is no way we've done a whole, sorry, only done 13 minutes. It started at 20 hours and 20 minutes. We are at 19 hours, 47 minutes to go. Bags of time. Okay. I'll give this off to Sam in a bit. We'll do some routing. I'm not quite in need of another coffee yet, so we're not going to do a pause. Jordan, would you mind going and giving this to Sam, saying, por favor? And then he said, por favor, please, but that just doesn't work. Router. Okay. Now, often we use a jig. Do I have one about the place? Okay, that uses a guide bush for routing truss rod access, etc. But in this case, I have a lovely squared off blank, so I can use a fence, and that would be lovely. Now, what can I unplug? Okay, that's a heater. We've got all sorts of lights going on, and they're all plugged in and stuff. Okay, so what I need to do is set up this fence. It's a good solid fence. I love the ratchet system on the Triton routers. It just, you've got the fine up and down there. It's very cool. Okay. So I'm eyeballing that on my center line. Absolutely do not want to go beyond there. Let's just lock that off. I also don't want to wander. The roving router is not pleasant. Actually, here's something. Just to make absolutely certain, I'm going to put some masking tape at the ends. So for example, I want to go that far. It's not a physical stop, but it's a very, very, very visual stop where I want to go. Because I do have a lot of wood on either side of the neck blank, I could actually just screw in a stop or even just a screw there. But that would take more time, but also mean that I couldn't use this wood for something fun. I don't know. Magic wand, maybe? Ah, you fool. You fool. It's only when I'm not actually, when I'm, you know, there's a clamp. Guess what that clamp's now doing? It's acting as a physical stop. Nope. No. So that's where we want to be. There we go. Physical stop. Physical stop. We're plugged in. Ow. Freshly shaved and just, you know, pain. Camera person needs protection too.
Actually, give me back that protection, you just knock things over. Okay, that's the tunes, yay! Okay.
I don't often actually route stuff up here.
Do we have power? We don't have power. We have power, we have power. That should automatically turn on. Woohoo! Set the depth stop. That's locked off. Let the guitar building begin. Okay, correct. Just while I'm here. Success. Okay. Now, depth stop off.
Wow. Quick router bit change. Should I do something I've never done before? Why not? So normally I'll use a bullnose cutter, so it's rounded over and slightly smaller than that for the truss rod access. But the only bullnose cutter I've got up here is a bit too tiny, and I don't want to be messing around. So I'm going to not. Now, obviously, one of the main things I love about the Triton routers is how easy it is to change the cutter. I let that fall down too deep, but there we go. Okay, so that's locked in now. Move this off. Okay, so again with the pen, so the truss rod access needs to be from there to there, really. This is going to leave a rather interesting shape. It's going to do it in one shot. I've got an angled headstock. I'm going to have an angled headstock as well. Therefore, I need to be aware of that angle when I'm cutting this. It's going to look a little bit deeper than it really should be, but that's because we've got an angled headstock. I'm also just going to eyeball it because, you know,
Oh, why not? Christmas time. Oh no, wait, this is New Year's, isn't it? Christmas has been and gone. I wonder what I got. Okay.
Alrighty, little close to the nuts there, but that's not too much of an issue. I'll just move. I'll move the nuts and the 22nd fret line down a fraction. In fact, I'll do that quickly now before I forget. Do you remember when I said I was going to eyeball it? Why not? That's why not. I do not like Imperial. Just confuses me. 22. Nut. Let's move it on down. Move it on down. That will do. So what are we doing? We've got 8 minutes left in this hour. Now, carbon fibre, and there and there, and that's just it, really. Now this is properly stabilized and dried wood. In fact, this particular chunk we bought as a job lot from a company that has had it in warehouse storage for 20 odd years. So, you know, as dry as it is possible for timber to be, without being on fire, I suppose. Okay, just double check. Yep, we're fine. Just stop. Ah, I didn't use it last time, did I? Automatic lock off. Oh, thank you, Jordan. Okay, so there's that. The question is, where did I put the 4mm cutter? I remember being handed it. Poop. No, I've lost a router cutter. Dum-de-dum. Moments like this that I regret certain life choices, like being disorganized. No, wait. Aha! It wasn't me. It wasn't where I put it. Sam brought up a chuck for it and put it in the chuck, assuming that I would look for the chuck and therefore the router cutter. Oh, I see why, okay. So the cutter I'm using is actually a milling cutter with a 5mm chuck, not a 6 or something like that, I don't know. He was right, I needed a custom chuck. Okay. Same old thing again. I'm going to set the fence. Come on. But this time I only have to set it once because because it's symmetrical, or it should be symmetrical. So all I need is the end, the stops. This time I'm trying to put the tape in the right place. Yeah. He says, putting it in the wrong place. What the hell? Okay, that works. That works. That is well and truly locked off. And then I just flip the thing around. I go from the other side. And I assume my stops are also correct. Yes, they are. Thou shalt not forget the depth. It's a little bit lower than 4 mil. Now, this is the only thing, there's a little bit of play in the gears, so you need to, when you're setting depth stops and all that, have the router pushed down. For particularly accurate stuff. It's been an hour, 19 hours, 20 minutes, 16 seconds. Well, this is how far we get in an hour.
A little bit of routing. I'm trying to be hot on the health and safety. I'm sure one of you is going to notice me making a mistake somewhere along the lines.
That was successful. So we've got everything we need. Except a fretboard. So, first thing to do really is just check we've got the length correct. The last thing I want to do is sand these down. Carbon fiber is not fun stuff to breathe. So it wants to be just a fraction lower. There we go. The goggles were to avoid the possibility of super glue in my eyeballs. That is not a fun thing to have happen. Please, please believe me. My goodness, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm thinking about coffee is what I'm thinking about actually. Come to think of it. I'm allowed to pause this thing and go and make coffee, aren't I? I'm going to pause this whole thing and we're going to go make some coffee. 3, 2, 1. 19, 12, and 20. Resume. 19, 12, 18, 17. That's my life ticking away. Oh, that was a bit hot. Okay. Oh, I was sneakily going to use that as an excuse to think about what I was going to do. But I completely forgot to do any thinking about what I was going to do. Okay, fine. We're going to route this. We are going to leave the headstock in one piece. The two options were either bandsaw just a flat all the way through the headstock, and then use a hand plane to get down to dimension and then glue wings on the headstock, or I bandsaw roughly and then basically route the neck. And I'm going to do that because I've got this here to use as a template and the router table and all that jazz. So that will work. The real question is, let us figure out the break angle. Very basically, I have a relatively low angle hip shot single string saddle here. What we need to do is figure out where our, so we go 629, which is there. So there, 647, 648, which is there. Okay. So this here is where that's going to be, in a line going. And obviously we're doing 3-body stringing and all that jazz. You need to work out, there's your there's your fretboard. You've got to think about the 3mm frets and a mil and a half worth of action as well. And you've got to also work out the thickness of the top. Now, our tops are substantial. Our tops are about 6mm, Yeah, 6.25, so 6 mil, near enough. So at that point, we say 6 mil top. Let's do this. This is a lovely square, but it's in Imperial. So that's a 6 mil top. That's the 22nd fret, and that's the end of the fretboard. So very basically, I only need to, in this particular case, because it's not a tunematic, I only need to worry about the frets. Let's actually do this a little bit more cleverly. That ruler represents the frets and the action. The fretboard represents the fretboard. And I have room to play. So all I need to do is remove the material from the top, essentially, that's going to be going on. Now, I don't want to, or do I? If this was a tunematic, I would angle it. So I'd have an angle from the end where the fretboard is to there and pull it backwards. But this isn't a tunematic, so I could literally just take a 6 mil slice off the whole top and have no break angle because it's not required. This is essentially a single string Fender fixed bridge, and you know, Teddies and Strats, etc. have no break angle. So, well, there we go. Worked out. In that case, I really don't need to worry. I can either, I'm just going to bandsaw that, route all of that, redraw that, and then bandsaw the excess away. I could even use the router table as a fairly rapid. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the router table as a thicknesser tool. I'm also going to stop and have some coffee. 19 minutes, 6 seconds, 19 minutes and 19 hours and 6 minutes. That's better. It is almost a pity we're not doing this in 20 hours non-stop. That would be much fun. Much fun. Okay, now my bandsaw here is just not necessarily man enough, is it? Let's see. We'll try and put through the bandsaw up here and go from there. Ear defenders in. There's my eye goggle protection things. Yes, this is going to be a Paduke guitar. Paduke is really rather heavy. It's also rather beautiful. Anyway, let's go. No, this isn't good enough. I'm going to, we're going to run downstairs. 19 hours and 2 minutes, come on. You'd think I would be able to watch, to check, know the time. I can't even talk anymore. The hell, guys. All right, so Crimson Guitars is not only me upstairs in the studio. We build guitars. We have a, going well? Yeah. Do you fancy spraying this for me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? I'm not allowed to go in the spray booth because it turns out I don't have the right bloody mask. This is carefully worked out so that I don't have to do any spraying. But it'll be probably Thursday afternoon. Yeah, no. Yeah, flash coat. It will be timed, so I'm somewhat cheating, but you know, why not? Anyway, cool. So yeah, we've got a production. We build guitars. We've got a guitar building school through there, which you'll see as part of this video series, and all sorts. So, for example, 12-inch. Radius blocks. That's what they are. It's a bit loud. Okay. And that is the whole point of this entire thing. It's another custom door wedge. And some dust. All right, back we go. How you doing, Sam? You making the pickups, are you? You'll be fine. You got like 20 hours. Shall I ask him to do custom Padauk pickup bobbins?